What up, friends and family? We back at it again with a reaction video, and today we're gonna do Baz Luhrmann's interviews Elvis Presley's childhood friend Sam Bell. And you know who Baz Luhrmann is? He's doing the Elvis movie, and it looks so amazing. I can't wait till it comes out. I think it comes out in June, I believe, or July. One of those. I could be wrong, but it's June or July. But he interviews Elvis' childhood friend Sam Bell because he's doing the movie, so he has to get as much information he can. So, what other way to start this video off by saluting Elvis? We miss you. Hope you were here with us. Let's get right into it.
Our property, my grandparents raised me and they owned a lot of property. And when they moved into the neighborhood, their backyard adjoined our property.
Right.
So all we had
The
to do...
Presleys.
The Presley. On here where this big tree is, EP live right there, stop right there.
Okay. So your properties join each other.
Right.
The fence, there's a hole in it.
Yeah.
And the Presleys, was it just Elvis or a bunch of them?
It was just he and his mother when they moved in.
Right.
Because his father was there too, but he wasn't there that much. They were doing the segregated time, so we were like, well, he lived with 4 houses there. There was white families, and he was one of the white families.
How many houses were white families?
4.
So just so I really got it, if I was building a set, right? This would be the front. This is the front of his house.
Mm-hmm.
And that house drives back that way, and the back of the house joins the back of your land, which was a long piece of land because you've got melons, and you've got like peanuts and like all sorts of things growing.
Right.
Correct?
Right, a big pasture down.
Got it. All right. So the two properties join that. Now you have one white house here with white folk in it. You have 3 others. Is that right? Where are those 3 other houses on that road?
You had another white right here. Yeah, another white house right there, and another one right there. It was 4 altogether, white houses.
Right. So what about the other side of the street? What are we looking at over here?
These are all houses over here.
And would they be like black houses?
Yeah, they're all black.
If you think about it, you got Elvis here, with 3 white houses, but these are school teachers. These are black family that are school teachers here. And another school teacher's here, right? So everyone else African American, right? The whole area.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I tell you, this old area was a hill.
Yeah.
We was a hill. Crossed over.
My man Elvis grew up in the ghetto. Really, like, you got black houses on one side, white houses on the other side. And the way he pointed it out, they're like little small shacks, basically. So, goes back to people saying, oh, this is prejudice, racist. Come on now. He grew up around black people all his life.
Across the track over there, shake racks. Just once you cross the track, then you call it shake rack.
So your houses are actually joining each other, right?
Back to back. But when you come out the back door, we all out there and fast it together.
So basically you got a little world there.
Yeah, we were right together. It was a large place where we had to play with.
So his mama might have been on the back porch watching you kids.
Yeah, from that way.
And he had a water.
That was their backyard.
Right.
Where the fence, where the gate, bridge is.
And you have watermelons and any like chickens and things like that.
We have peanuts and pears and figs.
It's really beautiful, actually. A lot of really nice, like fresh
peaches.
Peaches?
Yeah, man, we had everything. Peaches.
So actually, the truth is, this Green Street here is a new Green Street. The old Green Street is really here. Oh, I get it. So what happens is they go and put a freeway right through Old Green Street.
Old Green Street.
So we've always got to be thinking, if you see aerial maps, that this top of Green Street, this is fake Green Street.
Yeah.
So basically, where that highway was at, that was their backyard, basically. They would come out their backs and meet. And it was right there. That's crazy.
That's a fake Green Street.
Yeah, that's new. This the old Green Street.
Got it.
You come around this way and go on up that way.
Got it.
And go on up Chicago.
So this sign that says Green and Spring, actually this is green and it goes over the gully over there. Got it. And EP's house is right there. And the back of yours runs down there to the big white house. And your folks, your grandfolks you've got a substantial property.
What our property was had a big pasture down there, called it pasture. We had a swimming pool, swimming hole. It was like a ditch.
A swimming hole, yeah.
And then we had a little fishing place where we fished.
So you'd fish
then we had
the gang?
Yeah, and we played our little ball down in there too. We went down to the baseball field.
So here...
Yeah, I love how Baz is just like focused on him. So close to him too, making sure he soaks all the information in. That guy, that's a real director right there. he's spending time with people who actually were around Elvis as a kid. It's awesome.
Is a Spring Hill Baptist. This is North Green.
Right.
And you know it goes up.
Right.
North Green, and it splits.
Right.
And you know Carver, there's like Carver Elementary.
That's where we went to school right there.
You went to Carver? Mm-hmm. Right. But Elvis, he goes to school down here. Would Elvis go every morning from his house to that school on foot?
Mm-hmm. It's not that far. It just seemed like that.
Walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you go across land.
Yeah, right. You look like it's a long way, but it's not that far.
Elvis, honey?
Mississippi.
You like your Christmas present?
Well, I wanted a bicycle, Mama.
Elvis, you know we can't afford no $55 for no bicycle.
Do they have their thing going on musically?
Yeah, they sent a little group and
yeah.
couldn't sing. We thought we could, but we didn't couldn't sing. They huddled in a little group and sing around, and he would always get the broom. When she bought him a guitar, he can bring it down there.
Why?
So I don't know.
Too precious?
Yeah. She let him come out and play, but not with
guitar.
Not with a gun,
expensive.
not with a rifle, not with a guitar. But he'd use his broom. See, we had a tree house there. His daddy built a tree house. It was just a flat.
His daddy did?
Yeah. We'd climb up there, and that's where he kept his broom at all the time. So when we get ready to start singing, he'd go and get his broom.
But listen, what would be the favorite songs of the gang?
We was like church songs. We didn't
Gospel.
We didn't know anything. We just sang gospel from out of what we heard in church.
That's where you came to figure the
We
gospel
didn't have any
from.
artists.
Spirituals.
Yeah. He used to like I Fly Away.
How's that one go?
You know, I fly away, oh glory. I like that.
That's something because you know what? Interesting. Everything I read about EP in any part of his life is always on about a bit like being a bird. You know, like learning to sort of fly and and he loved that song.
He
Fly
liked
Away.
that I Fly Away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I fly away.
Did he go down to that gospel church? Or could he go into your church?
Yeah, he could go. We'd go to church. It doesn't matter where you want to go to church. The church was segregated because the people segregated. It wasn't say white church or black church.
Right.
It's wherever you close to. If you wanted to go to that church, you could go.
You could do that.
Yeah. And well, he enjoyed the one where I was telling you about the Sanctified Church, where they had a lot of tambourines and saxophone and drummers going on.
Oh, that band.
Yeah, that's where he liked that.
So does that sound a bit more swing? I'm just trying to.
Yeah, it's swinging because
I know. I've seen many interviews where people go, "Oh, so your first love was gospel," and he actually said, "No, actually, he used to say colored spirituals was my first love."
Yeah, and that's moving around a lot.
And the movement, right?
Yeah, because
Can you
he
guys
would go up
The
there.
way he does, too.
We
He
thought we
moves.
was too cool for that until he started doing it. We'd go down, we'd just watch.
Right.
But he would go up on the stage, he'd go up in the pulpit. If the band is quiet, the band up there singing and jumping around, he'd do it too. And he loved that. We're just watching.
Do they find him like cute or funny or the adults I'm talking about?
You know, then, if you showed any inclination about getting religion, they thought that boy got to religion. That's what they thought. Because anybody in their white mind wouldn't get up there and play like that.
Right.
He wasn't playing. Yeah, so they was happy.
So in a way,
Holy
maybe
Ghost.
there's a feeling that the spirit is within him.
Yeah, I mean, we just didn't understand it. We just know he was EP. One of the guys said, hey, man, said, go get that food. So the guy sent the usher up there, and she told him to come on, it's time to go. We need to go.
This image, man, of him being like up there amongst the band with the saxophone.
He wasn't shy. He wasn't shy.
He wasn't shy. And this movement thing, like, are you saying he's just like moving his hands around, or is he?
Yeah, he's
is he
jumping.
copying them, or has he got something else going on? Like,
He do what they do. No, he do sing whatever they do. He liked the guitar. He fantasized his guitar thing. He wouldn't have one, but he fantasized. And he'd be jumping, and he'd be singing. He sounded just as well.
He was a good little singer.
He was a good little guy. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people go like,
To us, we say he ain't singing, but to them he was singing.
Right, got it.
That knew what singing was.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
Let me tell you something that, for me as an Australian, as an outsider, sometimes you read in the early parts that go, when they first had the very first recording, That's All Right Mama. That's all right mama.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They said that,
Later.
a lot of people said that some of the early guys would go like, oh, that's a black singer, not a white singer.
Okay,
Would you have been able to say, no, that was, like, did it sound black sound to you or white sound, or you just didn't care, or you didn't even?
Sound black to me.
Did it sound black?
Yeah, kind of black to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think he picked that up just from being around you guys, like just vocally, that sort of style?
I won't say me, but
No, but I mean, you're singing gospel.
Yeah.
If you're singing gospel together.
Yeah. I have to say that's where it came from.
I mean, it's true, man. They're going to church together and they're singing gospel together. That's where he got it from. You know what I mean? The black churches. You know what I mean? That's it. You know? Elvis was so unique, man.
I'm really gonna have to.
I know you're not, I'm not just being nice.
okay.
I know you're not boastful, right?
We had that's all right, mama.
Seems sensible. I mean, when you're like 7 years old, you're singing, you're moving a certain way. Right. How would the movement be? You got to the gospel.
And then we was doing the foot and doing the pat.
Yeah. But like say when he gets up in the gospel church, you remember you said he gets up in the church and he's like moving like everybody else.
Yeah.
He's using the whole body, or what's he doing?
Yeah, he using the whole body just like they are doing.
They're much
they
more
were doing that too. They were all back,
forward,
doing that too.
steps,
doing
that.
They were doing all that.
Okay.
That.
Look at my boy. Look at Grandpa go.
Yeah, I mean it makes
Grandpa,
sense. Makes sense.
That's where he got it from. Yeah.
Yeah,
Grandpa
that makes
moving.
sense.
I believe that
Boy.
was him. I didn't think he was paying that much attention.
Oh, but come on, man. But he wasn't absorbed.
Papa going back to the
But
50s, Grandpa.
But it makes sense. Say, like, for example, it makes sense if you guys go to the barber shop and those dudes are playing guitar and it obviously had a magnetism on him. I mean, he was, as you say.
He'd sit there and watch him. He'd watch his fingers, how they do, and he'd show him. He'd show him how they do, and he'd sit there and he'd watch me up and down. He'd watch him. And he plays that broom the same way with his mouth. He'd make the same tune with his mouth. He was just a kid in this neighborhood. He wasn't a white kid or black kid. He was a kid. He just one of the kids in this neighborhood. We had the Carver group, the little fat guy.
Yeah, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, we had all that. And we had the funny talking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when he came out with that, it was such amazing. He must have been looking at us up there. Cause we had the same little group.
You mean like?
We didn't know it was a Carver group.
You mean like Fat Albert or something?
Yeah.
Fat Albert.
Yeah.
Almost identical.
Yeah, we had that.
So in my mind, I could be thinking a group like that.
Yeah, we didn't dress like they did, but we had the same little, somebody that never understood, you could understand him, or somebody just, you can beat on, or somebody that, just everything.
There was always hungry.
Always somebody.
And I don't know, those little clips they're showing of like reenactments, is that from the movie coming out of Baz? The new one? That'd be awesome. It looks kind of interesting.
But hungry, you're right, with walking around with a biscuit in the pocket.
Yeah.
Now, where Elvis learned to play that piano was James' house. James had a sister.
He's a piano player?
James wasn't a piano player, but his sister was.
Sister playing the piano.
So he'd go in there and they'd let him play in there. And we had a guy named Jesse.
Jesse?
Yeah, and we had, we call Elvis EP. EP.
Really? Even when he was a kid?
Yeah, we call him EP. That's where that EP came from. We didn't ever call him Elvis.
You remember the nicknames of your friends?
Yeah, some of them, we had a Humpty.
Humpty?
Yeah. Of course.
EP.
I gotta stop and say, this is amazing work Baz is doing, because it's hard, because if Elvis' parents were still alive, then it would be easier for him to get his childhood story, but now he has to go through his childhood friends, you know what I mean, and through the Memphis Mafia, if they're still alive. I'm sure they are, but it's Baz is so intelligent.
EP, so we had Dune, and we had a Boots. Boots was the fat guy.
There's always a Boots.
Yeah. And Jesse was a skinny guy. He was tall, fast talking Jesse.
Fast talking skinny Jesse.
He didn't weigh 30 pounds soaking wet. Everybody up there had nicknames. And all of us was called each other food. fool, F-O-O-L.
A fool.
That you're a fool.
Yeah. There's always a word, some generations.
Yeah,
like,
he said, what's wrong with that fool?
Yeah.
You know, go get that fool.
Okay,
Come on, fool.
Come on, fool.
Yeah.
Would you call EP fool?
Yeah.
EP would call you guys fool?
Yeah.
Who was the leader of the little gang, do you think?
I don't like to brag. I guess I was. This is, right up in here. We all live in, it wasn't that much of,
That same area?
yeah, all of us in the same area. All the guys, they really, we live right in the house from each other. Just
Yeah,
same area.
you're close.
Yeah.
Is EP like part of the gang? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, segregation. For me, it's
He
hard to
didn't stick
understand
out.
segregation.
He was just one of the boys. Once he came in the neighborhood, he was one of the boys, you know, in the neighborhood.
This thing is amazing to me. You mean EP? Some of the guys in the gang were lighter skinned than EP. There wasn't a whole lot of like, well, you're a white kid. What
No,
are you
it
doing
wasn't.
with
It wasn't that
Didn't
in
come
the
up?
neighborhood. No.
Wow.
Only time you get there different was school time.
Yeah,
When he had to go to one school, we had to go to another. As soon as school's out,
nothing.
we're right there together.
Would he stay at your place at any time or
Yeah, if he wanted to.
stay over?
Yeah, my grandparents, they just loved him.
Yeah.
He had better, he could go through the house better than we could. He'd go in there and get what he wanted, open the refrigerator and get what he wanted.
So your grandma really liked him?
Yeah, she really loved him.
Well, what did she like? Why is he like him?
Because he was so
He's a likable
mannerable.
guy.
You know, we was little mannish little guys, you know, but he was mannish too, but
What do you mean by that?
by yes ma'am and no sir. And see, during that time,
I
if-
see that in
if
Elvis,
a black
though.
person didn't expect a white person to say yes ma'am.
To be polite, to be
Yeah, yes
decent.
ma'am, thank you, yes sir.
Yeah.
But he always did that, and she just loved it. And my papa did too. He just couldn't believe it. You know, you don't have to, but we would say
Sure,
yes
you
sir
don't
too.
have
But
to,
we
but
had
you
to
got
go. We
manners.
lived
Yeah,
there.
I get you.
Yeah, but he didn't have to.
And do you think that was because? Do you think he even thought about it? He just, or the way he was
Yeah,
brought
just
up?
the way he was. You know, they kind of looked down on him a little bit.
Why? Because poor, super poor.
Yeah, he was poor. And they didn't expect that from him, but he never lost his dignity because he was a little boy. Any kid in the neighborhood started a ruckus, started up something, you had to stay over there on your side. But because it was no different. When we all played, they could sit there and relax, and we just have fun and play. And
Was he quiet or a chatterbox? Was he a talker or was he shy?
he was quiet around the elder people, but he was a chatterbox with us. I mean, when Humpty, we had one of the guys was younger than all of us. It was Thomas's brother, and his name was Humpty, and he was the most naive one. He was,
Humpty was the sort of
that's-
simple, more
yeah,
sweet.
he was the youngest one in the group,
Young Humpty.
and those two, they could never get along.
EP and young Humpty.
Yeah, but they couldn't do without each other either, because once they come out and they say, "Where Humpty?" if you don't see him, and Humpty would come out and he'd say, "Where EP at?" But when they got together, they always disagreed with each other.
A fight.
When EP would converse about something, and he sounded like he kind of boastful, you know. For example, if you say, "I'm gonna get my daddy gonna bring me a 25," he'll say, "Well, I'm gonna get a 38." It's always something a little bit better.
A 25 is gun?
Yeah, it's 22. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 22.
22. Well, then he said, "Well, my daddy, I'm getting a 38."
Yeah.
And then we said, "Well, we're gonna get some BB guns." So they all bought us BB guns, and then we were using that single shot BB guns.
I remember
And
that.
he said, "Oh, I'm gonna get an automatic." It's always a little bit
Something
more.
better.
Yeah, something better all the time. And it happened. I remember when we got our bikes. We got bikes. Everybody got bikes with little baskets on them, so we could deliver stuff for our folks and all. They go to the store.
I'm here.
Had the little basket, and then when they came up with the bikes, he said, "Well, we're gonna get bikes. Everybody gonna have a bike." And he said, "Well, I'm gonna get a motorbike." And sure enough, his daddy brought him a little old motorbike,
How'd you do that?
a little old bicycle, little wheels about that wide wheels, about that tall, about that with a chain on it and a
Little
motor
50.
on it.
Little
I know
50.
they're like a moped.
Yeah, I don't know where he got it from, but he
That's
got it.
crazy.
Got it.
Yeah, he got it.
My God.
She was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was nice. She was very protective of him though. She wanted to know wherever we went, when we come back, how long we gonna be gone. You know, she was very protective of him, and I can understand that too. Because I was too. We just didn't get questioned that much.
Yeah.
We've been in the neighborhood since birth. So
Yo, it's true though. I noticed that like minorities, like we don't get questioned a lot when we're out there, whatever. But the white people, they question their kids about what you doing, who you with. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like that's how we are though. Our like my Latin people, my Puerto Ricans. My mom didn't really care about what the hell we were doing. You know what I mean? As long as we got home, that's it. You know, but white parents, when you get home, what you doing, who you were with, this, that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it though. You know what I mean? Just you can tell the difference between, you know, the two different races. You know what I mean? Or not races, my bad. Cultures.
He wouldn't know, but when he moved in, she wanted to know. Yeah, she was very protective of him because when he come out, he jumped that fence. She looked, she see where he's going, and she's all right. And she was really nice. She used to make some of the best Kool-Aid and some sandwiches, boy.
Really?
She put them up in that little tree and leave us, and then we spotted them. She could ease out there and put that Kool-Aid up there.
You always loved them, the sandwiches and stuff. That was the thing, right?
The peanut butter sandwich and banana sandwiches. I bet you I saw him maybe 3 times.
Banana sandwiches. Oh,
He came home.
that's my favorite.
He brought him that bike. He came home and he bought him that BB gun. And he came home. I mean, it's the only time I've seen him. He might have come home.
Yeah.
But I only saw him 3 times. About 3 times.
Anything about him? Imagine if you were getting an accident playing. Was he quiet? Did he get angry? Did he not? Was he?
Not while he was there. He didn't seem to be that long. You know.
Yeah.
He'd come, but he would treat us nice.
Yeah.
He y'all go at it. And he tell them when he bought that motorbike, he told him, now you gotta let them ride it now.
Would you say you all dressed basically the same? Same. What would the costumes be?
Hey, look, we thought we was cool. We got the we call them overalls.
The overalls, yeah.
With the strap come over the shoulder.
Yep.
And while we down there playing, we'd have straps on our shoulder. And sometimes when it got too hot, we just have a shirt, just a little loose outside shirt hanging out.
Yeah.
But that was our tie, the little boys at the time.
Yeah.
We thought we was cool. And when the girls come around, we'd take the strap and when we ride our bikes and show out, ride in front of the girls and do the wheels and jump up and down, we'd throw the strap over our shoulder.
You mean one strap?
Yeah, one strap. It was cool.
Yeah, like my muscles sort of thing.
Yeah, so
She would be quilting.
yeah.
And he would just lay down on her legs and watch the quilting.
He sit down on the floor, and put his hand on the leg, just like he was her mama, like she was his mama.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, he just sit there, boy. And he just be studying. We told him we just be studying development, as we call him. You ain't up to no good. You studying development.
You think he's absorbing all the time, right?
Yeah.
Learning. He was a learner, right?
Yeah, he was a learner. You can see that.
Yeah,
A lot of times we be playing ball down there.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling you about the fairground. They had a stand down there with a fan stand.
Yeah.
And he'd be sitting up in that stand sometimes just staring across there while we playing. He'd just stand across the park. He'd be thinking about something all the time.
All the time? But you're telling me that actually being poor might even be worse than being black.
You're poor and black. You're really bad. We were knowing that up on the hill there, everybody's supposed to have been real good shape, good money, but we had poor people up here too.
Yeah.
But the more homeowners and business owners was up here on this hill.
Yeah.
And over there, now this is his saying, you know. He wasn't the only one. They had a certain little poor group over there that they looked down on.
In Shake Rag?
No, over there in East Tupelo.
East Tupelo.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it. The rest of part of Tupelo looked down on East Tupelo. That was they looked down on Shake Rag and they looked down on EP and them where they live. For the Tupelo's concerned, they was poor people. And it was kind of sad when he left. We thought he was on another one of his fantasies when one day he told us. When he came home one day and said he's gonna have to move. And I remember my grandma, she was kind of sad. She said she didn't really think he had to leave,
Right.
but he was telling the truth, because he always saying something like that. You know, I'm going to Texas or something. I'm going to somewhere. But this time.
You mean he'd say like I'm going to America, I'm going to South America, and like
I'm going
told
somewhere.
stories.
I'm going somewhere. Yeah, like I'm going so and so. Yeah, you going right? Yeah. But this time he said, I'm really gonna have to leave. We finna move, and it didn't sink in till later. We just thought, well, I had another one of those fantasies.
Yeah.
But
Because he had these little fantasies about travel?
So I'm loading. Yeah, about just going, no place particularly, just going somewhere.
Yeah.
And something about Memphis too. He had Memphis on his mind. I don't know. I guess that's why he ended up there. But I use the word because they said I still remember boastful.
Yeah.
It's not that he was boastful. He just saw bigger things.
So big.
He didn't know how he was gonna get there. He just saw bigger things.
So he already,
We didn't understand it, but he did.
Yeah. What he's saying is big imagination.
You're right. He saw bigger things.
And he spoke of the imagination.
Right. We thought it was all fantasy, you know. This guy, he's out there. He a little old black guy sitting up on the hill up here, and some white guy come up and tell you, man, I can't imagine me going to Memphis. I won't get to Memphis. Memphis there to us, it was like 1,000 miles away.
You mean that because he was like free, and as you're saying, he saw big things, right? Kind of imagined, and you guys went with it because you understood he was just a little kid and he had good fancy and he was good-natured and good-hearted.
Yeah.
Were you and your grandparents worried for him that he'd be treated differently in Memphis? Because you were worried for him. Is that what you think?
Wherever you went, we thought that, they thought that, and we thought that the rest of us thought that he'd be mistreated. He wouldn't understand him. He knew it would be different, but he didn't know how. He knew he gonna have to change. Come from down on that hill right down there with the overall with the strap on your back and the shoe turned up.
Yeah.
A lot different going up there to Memphis school up there.
Yeah.
He knew that was gonna be a change, but and we didn't think he was going to Memphis. We just thought he just moving across town.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah. I saw them packing that evening from here.
Yeah.
It was on the backside out there, and some things were taken out the back.
Yeah.
And then we come on through the yard around here where they were loading up out here. And they loaded up and
So did you see EP? I guess what I'm getting at is
I didn't get sick by buddy and all that stuff. They was pulling out. We saw him loading up, and
That
I didn't
sucks.
see him. He may have not been with them. I can't say.
Yeah.
But I saw her mother.
Trucker.
Yeah, I saw the trucker. Somebody was loading him up, but he wasn't standing out here waving at us.
Right.
So I thought he might have been someplace else. I don't know.
I get you.
That's why I thought they might have been moving somewhere else in town
get you.
instead of going to Memphis.
I get you.
I think they went to Memphis after that. I don't think they left here at the same time.
I get you.
Because I saw him one time. I just saw him just waved at him. I didn't get to talk to him.
Right.
And he was down down near town, downtown down there. And I passed by and I saw him with a bike. Looked like he was standing next to a bike on the corner there.
After they left.
Yeah, but I didn't get to talk to him anymore.
Wow, that was. Can't wait for that movie, guys. Baz is a legend. Can't wait for that movie. Well, Baz interviews Elvis Presley. And Sam Bell, man, thanks to him for all that information too. We found out a lot about Elvis, in case people didn't know. You know what I mean? But I appreciate everybody. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, do what you got to do. Notification bells on so you get all my videos. And until next time, peace.